This is the Crush Crowdfunding Podcast, the #1 place for people who want to launch on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. My name is Nalin, and I invite you to join me for tips, hacks, and insights to get you launched and fully funded. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Crush Crowdfunding Podcast. In this podcast, you'll find episodes with me talking about crowdfunding strategies and tactics that work. And yes, after helping others raise millions of dollars on crowdfunding, these are things that have been tried and tested. On the podcast, you'll also find episodes where I interview other creators who have successfully funded their ideas on Kickstarter and Indiegogo to learn more about their journey to launch and help you formulate your own plan. In this episode, I sit down with Akshay Solomon to dive deep into the step-by-step process of creating a product to fill a market gap, building a crowd, leveraging influencers, and the importance of a killer crowdfunding video. Let's go to it. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Crush Crowdfunding Podcast. Today, we're really lucky to have Akshay on the show, and I'm so excited for everything that he has to share with us. So, Akshay, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'd love it if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and also about your project before we kind of get into the details here.
Basically, I'm from a recruitment background. I've got around 18 years of experience in handling leadership hiring. So my forte is into staffing and recruitment, search and selection, and all those entirely from the HR fraternity. The project is, you're aware of it. The project is basically into watches. We manufacture watches, Swiss-made watches, mechanical ones, and we have taken a lot of pain in terms of designing it ground up. So that's how it started. I wanted to buy a watch. I went to an AD, that's an authorized distributor. So he was quoting pretty much high on the, and then I thought, let me start something on my own. I had to talk to many manufacturers and movement manufacturers as well as the case manufacturer. And I decided, let us do something new, and which is very affordable as well. So that's the short, that's the story about it.
Wow, that's amazing. So how did you kind of come up with the idea for the watch?
So basically, as I told you, I am from the HR background, that is staffing and recruitment. So, I wanted to buy a watch. So I went to a showroom, an authorized dealer who sells Seiko watches. So when I was just going through the entire collection, I saw that it wasn't that appealing. When I say it's not appealing, the cost and the value was not at all matching. There was, we were paying a lot of money, for the brand and all that stuff. But then again, the movement and all was pretty sober. It was not a hi-fi kind of a movement. So I thought, let me start something new. I was pretty bored with recruitment for 18, 19 years, and I wanted to have that kind of do something new in life. So I thought, let me start it. And I visited, trade shows, and I had to talk to many manufacturers and factories, meet up a lot of people, go through a lot of books, and that was the first thing. So went through a lot of design changes, started designing, had to select the movement, the kind of dial, everything. And we not just selecting all those, we need to do something which sells. Basically, we need to read the pulse of the buyer. So we had to look at what is the trend and all that stuff, and then we started on it. So that's how it started.
Got it. So it just came out kind of from a need that you saw. The cost and the value just wasn't matching.
Absolutely. Yeah. Usually what happens is, authorized distributor gives around 10% discount or 20% discount and all. That was not going through. And I asked him, what is that which is so great about the watch, which I'm paying the full price for it? And then he said a lot of things. And I thought, I started reading. I went through YouTube videos and articles and all that. And I thought, when they can start something new, why can't I do it? So that's how it started.
I love that you said that. If they can start something new, why can't I? I think a lot of entrepreneurs who come to crowdfunding have that same
Uh,
thought. Why can't
Absolutely.
I do it? So from here, you mentioned that you were doing a lot of research about the
Yes.
product.
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't get the last one. Sorry.
I was saying that you did a lot of research about the product before you got to making it.
Yes, yes. See, what happens is if you don't know the product, what you're trying to sell, it's not possible for you to sell anything because the kind of questions the customers would ask, the buyers would ask, even the backers on Kickstarter or any kind of a crowdfunding platform would ask, you wouldn't be able to answer it. So you need to know everything. I mean, how did you design from the way you design the watch, the kind of materials you choose, why are you choosing that material? The steel or the glass or the crystals, whatever it is. I mean, you need to know why are you using that. If you don't know the importance of that particular raw material which you're using to make a finished product, it's absolutely, it's a waste of time for you to go on any kind of a crowdfunding platform to sell it. So you have to be well equipped about all the products, all the raw materials which you are using to create a finished product. So basically, that research, the kind of, you need to learn a lot of things before you start something. You can't just take something from the shelf and then start selling it. It doesn't work that way. If that is the case, everybody would have done that. Why product sellers? Because what is the kind of problem you are trying to solve, so that the other person would be interested to invest his time and money looking at it. So basically, that's the bottom line. You need to have that foundation.
I love that you talk about that foundation of just knowing the product so that you can even answer these questions. You can kind of pretty much
Yeah, yeah.
relate to the end customer of what they're feeling, what they're looking for, what they want in a product too.
Yes, yes, because they are going to pay you, 3 months or 4 months in advance. So you need to give them something worthwhile. The time they spend waiting for the product and the money they are investing, trusting you and believing that the product, what you will deliver, is going to be good. So you need to be well equipped with all the information uh, you
Yeah,
need to start something.
absolutely. So from this research phase where you were
Yeah,
really
yeah.
getting deep into the product, how did you start prototyping? How did you start finding people who will help you make these pieces to bring the watch to life?
Yes. So what happens is, see, when you decide you want to start something new, especially a product or a commodity or whatever it is, you would have a lot of trade shows and fairs and all that. You need to visit those places. I mean, you will have a lot of manufacturers. You'll have, you get to talk to a lot of people. See, you are a novice in a particular field when you're starting new. You need to have the right kind of people guide you. So when I started something like this, I had to go through a lot of factories. I mean, factories in the sense it was virtual meetings, but then again, you need to talk to these people, select 5 to 6 factories, and then you need to visit them, because most of the guys whom you meet on the internet, virtual meetings, they're not all genuine. So you need to visit them because you are going to pay them advance money, which you would have collected from your crowdfunder funding platform, and then you need to trust them also. So you have to go visit trade shows, and then select the factory which you want to work with, and then start showing them the designs, and they will also give you some advice. You need to take everybody into confidence and then start manufacturing. And you'll also have to you know go through a lot of articles and the qualities of the materials and all that stuff. And then you need to start prototyping. Prototyping starts from the drawing board. You need to design the watch, and then after designing the watch, you need to send it across the factory, and factory says, okay, we can do something like this, and they do the technical drawing. And once they start with technical drawing and you have the renderings and all that ready, then uh, you have to start prototyping. And for prototyping every watch, I mean, not every watch. For example, you have a particular design, and that design is not, it's a custom design. Basically, you don't get it off the shelf. So you need to create a mold for it. A mold costs you anywhere between 800 to 1,500 USD a mold, and then that is just for the case. And then you need to create a mold for your bracelet and straps and all that, buckles and all that. So that's how the whole thing starts. And after you prototype it, you get the product, and then you not always the finished product is the same what you have in your mind. There are certain changes, design aspects, or and the dial texture and all that stuff. Those are very minute things which is not visible to the naked eye, but when you put a loop to your eye, you can easily see that. So those are the small little things which needs to be taken care of. Sometimes there are certain spots on the dial which you can't see it, but when we look under a loop is something which you fix to your eye, that minute to see the minute stuff. So when you look through that, you find a lot of blemishes and all that needs to be corrected in the second prototype or maybe the third prototype. So it takes time. Developing a watch, developing a watch takes at least around from the drawing board to the finished product takes around anywhere between 6 to 9 months. So that's how it works.
Wow, yeah, I was just going to follow up about that because you touched
Mhm.
on like kind of the time and kind of the iteration and also kind of the money that you have to budget
Yeah.
for the space.
Yes.
So
Yes. So
nice.
what happens is, you can't just have one prototype. So you will have to have say around 6, 7 prototypes, and every time things don't work well, you need to have another 5 to 6 prototypes because um, that's that's how you check the quality of the watch. Just making a single prototype doesn't work because after making a prototype and then you approve it and then you test it for water resistance and durability and all that stuff. You send it across to reviewers and they review it. They give you pointers where you can improve your product and all those. It takes some time. The money involved is also anywhere between from from the drawing board till the finished product. It should be around anywhere between 7 to 8K, 7 to 8,000 US dollars.
Wow, yeah, it again, that's a time and money that you
Yes.
spend
Yes.
before even going
Yes.
into the Kickstarter campaign or the crowdfunding campaign for your
Yes.
project.
Yeah. Yeah.
So from there, when was the point where you realized, okay, I'm ready to start preparing for my crowdfunding campaign?
So you know what? The day you get your first prototype, you will, if you are well versed in watches and all that. I mean, if you have designed it, you will get to know, you know, whether this watch is going to be would be a home run or it's going to be a major flop or whatever it is. So the day you receive your watch and you feel it, okay, this looks solid, and we have a winner on hand. That is when you should start with your crowdfunding campaign. Crowdfunding campaign, you should start having a landing page, and then you need from the time you receive the watch, you need at least around 6 months to plan your crowdfunding campaign. um, Doing Facebook ads. See, we worked in a different way. That is, we used a lot of Facebook groups. We used to take advice from many watch enthusiasts. They used to come and give us advice and say that, hey, this is not working well. Maybe the hands or the texture on the dial is gaudy or whatever it is. So we started working on that, and then we approached a lot of um, Facebook groups admins, and they were very helpful in allowing us to uh, do some kind of marketing on the groups. We all use Facebook ads.
Before you move forward here, can you tell us more about these Facebook groups? Like, why did you decide on Facebook groups? How did you find them? And also, what kind of things did you post in these groups?
So these Facebook groups, once see, okay, you have a certain interest, right? You have certain interest for books or comics or games. You find many groups on that. You are a member of that group, and then when you can start posting on that groups. You don't have to pay any money or something. I mean, I don't know about other groups, but in certain groups which I'm a member of, which is related to watches, we didn't pay any money for that. In fact, we said that if we are kind of successful, we will give you a watch for free, so that we are keeping the admins in good faith, taking it in good faith and working along with them. They are ready to help us. That's how it works. So you don't have to pay any money or uh, anything for that matter. Only when your campaign is successful and once you have produced all the watches, then you can give them a watch for free, and they'll be very happy about that as well. They will help you in your future projects.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So just pretty much forming that relationship with the admin.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
yeah. You are having good relationship with admin, and admin, when he posts something, he's got good visibility. I mean, people like his posts, and the admin has got good credibility in the group as well. So that's an added, uh, it's an advantage for us. That's how it works.
Got it. And so you were using these Facebook groups to find your audience and also kind of test out the idea for your product too.
Yes. So when we have the rendering, basically when we have the watch, or anytime before we get the watch into our hands, we have the renderings and drawings, and we post it. And they say, there are a lot of people. You see, some of the groups which we are members of, we have got around 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 members, group members. So not all of them would be active. Okay, supposing if you get, say, around 200 likes for your posts, for example, if you get 200 likes for an image of the watch which you post on the group, and you get around 100 comments, I mean, those 100 comments, you can't implement everything which is there, but at least whatever is possible, you can definitely implement it in your prototype. So that's how it works. So that's, you are already getting the pulse of the buyer.
Got it. Okay. And how does this relate to kind of that lead generation you were talking about?
Okay,
The finding
so
and all that.
yeah. So once you have the groups set, and those you have the posts running, you have to direct them to your landing page, and the landing page will have all the specifications. So you're not posting everything on the groups, on the Facebook groups. You are basically giving a gist of the watch, the specifics of the watch, but the entire specifications, the material and everything, the pictures, you know that is on your landing page. So you're creating an interest in the mind of the member, who can go to your landing page, and then he starts signing up, and then you use that and start mailing them. That's how it works. Apart from that, we had a lot of bloggers who were very interested bloggers. We worked with all the watch, horology bloggers, major bloggers, and that's one. Second, third thing is, we work with Instagrammers who have got around 50,000, 60,000 followers, and they used to post. We sent them the watches. They used to put the image, and we used to get a lot of people to our landing page.
Got it. So with the bloggers and the
Hmm, hmm.
Instagram people that you found, how did you go about finding them and getting in touch with them?
The bloggers or the Instagrammers?
Both.
Okay. See, basically, these, see, what happens is, you just Google them, you will find them. So you can just say watch reviews. Okay, you will find 10, 20 bloggers, 30 bloggers, 30 magazines. For example, if you want a watch to be reviewed, and you just you know Google as watch reviewers, you get so many bloggers. You approach them, tell them that you're coming out with a new product, this is the kind of specifications, and this is the price point. So that's how it works. I mean, even Instagrammers also use the hashtag and start finding them. It's very easy. I
Got
mean,
it.
if you have the time, you need to spend a lot of time, Nalin. Doesn't work overnight. This kind of activity, it took me more than 6, 7 months.
Wow. Okay.
Six
Got it.
months,
So it
yeah.
took quite a while.
And yeah, if you don't find the right person, then they are not going to promote your product. Basically, the Instagrammers and the bloggers, you have to get the right people. Facebook groups, maybe you don't have to concentrate so much, but the reviewers have to be really good. They should have good credibility among their readers. Otherwise, these guys will not be able to promote your product.
Got it. And a lot of these reviews,
Hmm.
talk to us more about whether they're paid, they're not paid. Like, how does that agreement kind of?
Okay. So reviews, there are two different ways. I mean, not two, a couple of ways how you can approach these people. Some are pretty much starting out in the in blogging, and some are really established. So the established ones will demand anywhere between 600 to 1000 USD per article. That's they're the biggest ones, between 600 to 1000 USD per article in a blog. And there are some people whom you will approach and say that you will give them a watch after the production is done, after the campaign, and we are successfully funded. We will give you a watch once we have the watch produced. So that's how it works. Some are paid, some are not paid, and some are you give them a watch after the campaign is over. I mean, when I say campaign is over, after you produce the watch, basically.
Got it. And did you have these reviews and these posts come out during the campaign or before the campaign to lead them to the email list?
So we had a couple of we had say around 15 to 20 articles, most of which were before the campaign, and we had around 3 or 4 articles during the campaign.
Got it. All right. And let's talk about your list size from now on. Like, how did you know that your list was kind of big enough for you to launch and kind of get successfully funded on crowdfunding? What was your determining factor there?
See, we had a list size of around 5,000 subscribers. These are organic subscribers. We hadn't got, we didn't purchase anything from the email providers, that is guys who provide email lists and all that. These were very organic. We got these people from Facebook groups, from articles, from Instagram promotions and all that. So see, our watch was basically in the 600-700 USD bracket. So the audience is pretty much the audience is not more at this level. I mean, when I say there are very few people who would invest 600 USD or 700 USD on a new company, on a new product. So we were hoping to get at least around 150K, but we ended up less than 100K. But we had 250% of our funding goal. That's one. The reason we did not achieve 150K is because of this pandemic, COVID-19. In fact, many people wrote back to us saying that we are very sorry. We have certain situations at home which we need to take care of, but we would definitely come back to you on this. And I understand their problems as well. And in fact, we told them that we will offer the same kind of discount, that's around 20% or 30% or whatever it is, when you're ready to purchase from us. So that's
incredible. Yeah, to really be in touch with your backers and your kind of your that way and be able to.
Yes. So in fact, we had say around we had close to around 200 backers, and then we came down and all that. But then we could understand the problem and the situation currently. So that's the reason we told them that we would be able to offer them discount when they're interested in.
Got it. And here, when you have like this big list of people interested,
yes,
how do you corral them and get them excited about the Kickstarter campaign?
So basically, this is you need to give them, you need to show them some videos, right? I mean, you have your product videos and the features it has got. You make a couple of GIF images, and then you start pushing it through emails. So they would be really interested in it, because see, our product is a Swiss-made product. We have got all the bells and whistles of a major brand. So if you talk about very bigger brands, Swiss-made brands, so we have all the features what they have in our product at 600 USD. So we were selling it basically on the kind of features we were providing at a nominal cost. So that's one thing you need to make sure that these people know what exactly your product is, and also you have to send them good images. You need to have a great photo shoot. You should have a good a video production team who can produce a video, high quality videos, and then show it across to them, because people will be more interested in videos rather than photographs. And also, you need to convey a message to them, what exactly is your watch capable of doing. So if your watch is a diving watch, I mean, you can wear it underwater 500 meters. You have to explain it to them in a matter of 90 seconds, 150 seconds, something like that. You shouldn't have a very lengthy video, because today's age people don't have time to go through that. You need to convey the story within 90 seconds, with 90 seconds to 150 seconds, something like that.
Got it. And from these videos, how are you communicating with your supporters? Was it through like Twitter? Was it Instagram? Your email list? Where did you talk to them before the campaign happened?
Okay, we had a Facebook page, right? I mean, they used to send us messages, and we used to reply to them. In fact, we were responding to all the messages within 1 hour of we receiving the message. In fact, there were certain times we were replying in the matter of 5-10 minutes once we receive a message. So we were marketing really good. So we were not at all taking anything to chance, and we were doing it really good.
Got it. All right. And so now that we're like close to launch day, what happened on launch day? What was it like for you?
Oh, launch date. Oh, we was very tensed, excited. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I was the minute we launched, and it was like we got funded in 18 minutes flat, and I could see the backers, rushing and backing us. It was exciting. It was absolutely, I would have never felt something like that before launch. The previous day of the launch date was we were very tensed, pretty tensed. I had to consult many people, asking them if we were doing things right and all that. So that's how
Got
it
it.
is.
So what kind of things did you do during launch day? Were you posting in different groups? Were you
Yeah.
submitting your campaign in different places? What were you doing on launch day?
So basically, we were, we were just refreshing our posts on Facebook groups. We used to comment on them, and if anybody has posted something, we used to comment on that, and that's how we were making people aware that there is a product which is going to be launched tomorrow, and we need your support. Apart from that, we used to send out emailers, and then that that's how we used to keep them engaged. There were very many who were not at all in a position to purchase due to certain constraints, and we had to tell them that whenever they are free, they can. I mean, whenever they have the the fund, they can always approach us, and then we will be able to help them.
Got it. Yeah. So just pretty much being responsive and being there for
Yes.
supporters at the beginning.
Yes.
Got it. And so during the rest of the campaign here, a lot of people struggle with kind of the slowdown in the middle. Can you talk to us more about that and kind of what things you were doing in the middle of the campaign?
See, honestly, we didn't do anything in the middle of the campaign. In fact, I also felt that we went through that phase as well, but there was nothing much we could do about it because we had only 5,000 email list. So pretty much everybody, the guys who had signed up, we were in touch with them, but few of them, were not interested. Apart from that, this product is on the higher side of 600 to 700 USD. So we didn't do anything much in the middle of the campaign. We did see a slowdown on that. We did a couple of Facebook ads, but that didn't materialize because we didn't have the right person to do it.
Got it. Okay. All right. So after your campaign wrapped up, what is it like now that your campaign is done and you're funded? What happens now? Like, what are you talking to your backers every day? Are you
yeah. So once the campaign is funded and the backers,
the backers will definitely get in touch with you asking what is the status and all that. You need to keep updating, saying that whatever the situation is. I mean, if you have already paid to your factories to start producing the watches, you need to tell them about it. So they are also comfortable and they are at peace because they have parted their hard-earned money on a product. So you need to make sure that you are updating them all the things, whatever is happening with respect to the product. So you see what we have done is as soon as the campaign got over, we had to send a survey to all our backers asking if they want something extras in terms of anti-scratch coating or a dial or a rubber strap or whatever it is. So we did that, and then after we got the survey done, complete survey, we sent it across to our factories so that they can work on it and start producing the watches. So that's how it works.
Nice. So looking back on your crowdfunding journey here, was there anything that you kind of wish you knew at the beginning, or any kind of tips or advice you could offer listeners?
So basically, you need to have a good Facebook ad agency, which can start running your ads once your campaign is live. You need to get the right person, because we did not have the right person. So we kind of messed up in the middle. But we are we got successfully funded in the first 18 minutes, and then we had a smooth run, but we did not see that kind of an aggressive aggressive campaign during the aggressive ads campaign during the Kickstarter phase. So we were like, we slowed down a bit in the middle, but yes, we got successfully funded and we are into production now.
Got it. Wow, that's super exciting. So what's next for you? What's next for the company?
So we are working on another watch. I mean, we have got around 3 watches coming up this month. End of this month, we are receiving 3 prototypes. I mean, 3 different models. So we are working on that as well. So we will be definitely going for a Kickstarter campaign very soon.
That's very exciting. And if people want to learn more about AUDRIC that already launched or the new ones that are coming out, where should they find you? Where can they find the watches?
So we are on Facebook page. We are on Facebook. Our page is AUDRIC Watches. And then we also have a website, audricwatches.com. We are developing that site right now to start taking pre-orders. We are also on Indiegogo right now. We are on in-demand campaign. We are on in-demand campaign, so they can purchase watches there as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Akshay, for coming on the show and just sharing all these really, really actionable insights to the listeners. I know that people really have a lot of things to learn from just this one call.
Thank you so much. And I just want to let you know that when you're doing a Kickstarter campaign, you need to have a great video. Video sells more than anything else.
Perfect. That was a great last tip. Thank you so much, Akshay.
And that wraps up our episode today. If you enjoyed listening to this episode, please be sure to leave a review to help others find this podcast. And most importantly, if you're feeling that fire and you're ready to get started on your crowdfunding campaign, be sure to head to the show notes of the podcast. I've linked some of my resources that others have used to successfully launch and get funded.
Thanks for listening to the Crush Crowdfunding podcast at crushcrowdfunding.com. Tune in the same time next week for more ways to crush your launch.